Hello everyone. In this tutorial, I'm gonna complete all the activities, all the project activities that we discussed in the previous tutorial. Basically, what we discussed in the previous video was a simple activities only. In this tutorial, you're gonna see the complete activity for each work breakdown structure. So this file will be uploaded in the video as well. You're gonna download this Primavera files, including a link inside the YouTube video. If you see, I'm gonna give example only. We are not going through all detail for each activity because it is taking time. I'm gonna make it short only. So, for example, this project, it is started with a contract awarded. It is normal milestone item. And then as a contractor, we need to receive the final approval drawing. Yeah, we call it AFC, approved for construction. Yeah, if it is not approved, it is called IFC, issue for construction. Once it is approved, usually we call it AFC, approved for construction. Then preparation work. Yeah, this is a standard only. Land clearing, leveling, and material. You can add some item inside as per your experience. I'm not adding many items inside because it will take time. So I'm expecting you to develop this giant chart or work activity on your desktop only. So, for example, for the land clearing, what is the resources in this item? Land clearing, it is a simple things only. Yeah, we can see this. We require the excavator, project manager, and depends on your requirement. Yeah? If we require the project manager to attend one time only, we need to add this manpower, including the unskilled labor for the excavation and also the worksite supervisor. So how do we add this item? We can open the resource here and this icon. Then we can go through the, so I call it this PMO, Project Management Office. So we can add this. If we need one item, if it is not available in this list, we can add. For example, I'll give you one example only. Add, okay. This. Let's say it is the QA, quality assurance. Yeah, I leave this item not available in this list, for example only. We can type detailed description. Quality assurance engineer as a labor. Okay, there's one example only. So I have made some resources here, for example, the electrical engineer, mechanical, geotechnical, including the site engineer and senior civil and structural engineer. And also the material item here, for example, the interlock tile, switchboard, AC unit, ceramic. So back to the one example we made it before. This is a QA engineer. So we need to define the unit rate of this manpower. We can say how hourly he will be paid $50 per hours. Because as engineer, we need to estimate his his salary or his rate, not monthly, because his service is quite expensive. If we consider his service as a hour in hours, then we need to define it in hour. If we consider his service in months or weeks, we can change the unit instantly. H, it represents hour. W, it represents weeks. Month, it represents month. M, it represents months. How do we know if H, W, and M represents hours, week, and month respectively? Then we can find here admin categories. Not this one. Another one. Admin reference rate. Time. This one. In minutes, hours, day, weeks, months. Yeah, it is a shortcut to define the unit rate. We can change this, but I think it is not required to change it. But if you have another idea how to label this time period, you can make it. Okay, that's then we need to define the resource type. Since it is manpower, then we need to define it as a labor. Do not forget to define this manpower as a labor because it is the engineer. How about the material? We can create another material as an example. So this is, we can say this is furniture. Yes. This is one example only. Then we need to define the unit of measurement. I think it is really better we change, not furniture. What item that we can measure in area? Land, for example, land. Land, because we're gonna discuss about land clearing. So this, we can define the unit of measure, this. Okay. Don't forget to add the unit rate. So it is automatically M2 meters square. We can type it here. So 400 per meter square, we charge it for the land clearing. It is only one example. So back to the activity. This excavator, we made it already. We charge it as the price unit. And then we identify this excavator as non-labor because there are two types of the resources. First, labor, material, and non-labor. So the equipment, heavy equipment, or the power supply, we classify that equipment as the non-labor instead of material. Yeah? This is one example. So we can see here, land clearing, for example, unskilled labor and worksite supervisor. So total budget we require for the land clearing is how much? Total this budget labor cost is nearly 700, and then labor, I mean the non-labor, it is the excavator. Yeah, you can double check this. Excavator 2,400, and material. There is no material we require for the land clearing because we don't add anything for this activity. And total budget, it is mostly all $3,000. I mean, and it's prepared for the land clearing only. It is one example. How about the leveling? Then we need to consider like a project manager shall attend the activity only one day. You can see this. So budget unit, we can change this. One budget unit, we consider only one day within the duration. How many days duration we consider? 3 days. You look the duration we consider in this chart only 3 days for leveling and barrication. So how I mean how does this chart I mean how is it integrated to the building itself? How is it integrated? Then we need to see the 3D perspective of the building. So for this example, this tutorial, I developed a small building. This is only a single story of MCC room, control room in the plan. So we have a single story building with the staircase and then steel structure on the roof for the HVAC or for any heavy equipment on top of roof. This is a simple 3D modeling that we will integrate into the Primavera. So we can use the Navisworks for integration. Look, this is a Navisworks. I developed it. This Navisworks. So once we finalize the 3D modeling using the Revit, then we convert it to the Navisworks. This Navisworks has the timelines. The timeliner. This you can see this from tool. Where is the timeline here? This timeliner. Then we can upload our Primavera schedule in this timeliner. How do we make it? We will discuss in the next video because it is taking time to explain it. Or we can work with the Synchro 4D Professional. There are two tools that we can use to integrate between 3D modeling and Primavera project management, either using the Navisworks or we can use this Synchro 4D. Now, which software is most suitable for you, then you can exercise later. This is only I mean, I'm showing you this integration for your for our next discussion later, not now, because it is a bit complicated and it will take time to discuss. Okay, back to the Primavera. Yeah. I'm giving you one example only, and then later on, you need to exercise by yourself. You need to know the duration type first. There are 3 types of duration: fixed duration, yeah. I mean this percentage complete duration, physical. So I'm going to show you this in unit. There are 3 types of the percent complete duration, physical unit. Duration, it is typical for mobilization, training. It is mostly considering the manpower only. We are not considering the material or non-labor item. But for physical, physical item, for example, this pad footing. Pad footing, it is the physical item of construction work. Then we need to consider many things, not only the material, but also the labor and non-labor. Then we have to define this item as the physical. And the last thing, it is the unit. Unit mostly for the consultancy services only. So since we don't consider the consultancy service in this chart, so we don't define any single activity as the unit. Only the duration and physical. So back to the example here. Most of the project, we don't consider project manager has to attend in daily basis. We just consider him probably only 50% or 30% per week to attend on the project site. Let's say in a week, we charge him only 1 day per week. So how do we charge it? We check this budget unit. We type this as 1 only. And then it is automatically converted to the budget unit per time. Since we consider the original duration only 3 days, then the effective budget unit is 0.33 because we just consider this project manager has to attend only 1 time per activity. Understood? And also this site survey. So site surveyor must attend every day, and he has to organize manpower, unskilled or skilled labor to complete this activity. Then we don't consider him as the part-time. We have to consider him as a full-time worker. So how many days? 3 days. 3 days. And how many labor? How many surveyor we consider? Not only 2, not only 1, because he is surveyor. Surveyor needs, we require manpower or engineer for the surveyor minimum 2 or 3, because 1 person has to work with the station, 1 technician has to bring the stick or organize coordinate. So we consider 2 this one. Look, 2 per day, and total 6. 2 times 3, 6. And works supervisor also. So for 1 project, 1 small project only, we just consider 1 technician only. So this we can define this as 1, and total budget we require only 3. 3 days means 3 days. So total, once we consider only the manpower here for the leveling, then total budget we require it is nearly $1,250. So we can check again another activity. Since I create this tutorial not for explaining every detailed activity, then you need to exercise. Prepare this Primavera file including in YouTube video. You can download and exercise it. If you have any inquiry, we can discuss, and you can type any comment in the YouTube, in my YouTube channel. Okay, let's prepare. I'm gonna upload this 3D model as well, so that you are going to more familiar working with the Revit, but you need to install the Revit first. If you are not able to play with this Revit, you need to see my previous tutorial, because I prepared some Revit tutorial previously. Okay, guys. Okay, I'm gonna close this tutorial. Bye-bye.